Good morning, students. Today we'll start section 2, and the chapter in this section is center of pressure. So, first of all, we define center of pressure of a plane area. So, if we consider a plane area which is in contact with a fluid, then the point of the area at which the resultant thrust of the fluid acts. If this is the point where the resultant thrust of this fluid acts, then this point is called center of pressure of this plane area S. Thus we can say that center of pressure of a plane area is the point of the area where the resultant thrust of the fluid acts. Now, let us discuss the method to find the center of pressure of a plane area immersed in a liquid. So, let us consider this is a plane area S which is immersed vertically in a fluid. The line OY, this is the line of intersection of the free surface of the fluid and the plane containing the lamina. Line OX is perpendicular to the line OY. Let us take P is a point on the lamina having the coordinates xy, and delta SB, the small element of the lamina containing the point P. And let us take P is the pressure per unit area. Then the pressure on this area element, that will be given by P into delta S. Now let us consider the coordinates of center of pressure be x bar, y bar. Now this is center of pressure, so it means the resultant thrust of the lamina would act through this point. Now let us find the moment of the thrust on this small area element delta S about the line y-axis. So that is given by P into delta S into x. Similarly, we can find the moment of the thrust on other small elements of the lamina about the line y-axis, and therefore the algebraic sum of moments of thrusts on the different area elements about y-axis, that will be given by summation P delta S into x. Now, because the lamina is in equilibrium, so we can say that the moment of the resultant force on the lamina about y-axis, that will be equal to the algebraic sum of moments of the thrusts on the different elements about y-axis. Now, the moment of resultant thrust about y-axis, that is given by x bar into summation P delta S, and the algebraic sum of moments of the thrusts on the different elements about y-axis, that is summation P delta S into x. Now equating the two, we can find the value of x bar from here. So x bar is given by summation P delta S into x upon summation P delta S. Here we had taken moments about y-axis. Similarly, to find the y coordinate of center of pressure, we can take moments about x-axis. So if we take moments about x-axis, then the moment of resultant thrust on the lamina about x-axis will be equal to the algebraic sum of moments of the thrust on the different elements about x-axis. It means y bar into summation p delta s is equal to summation p delta s y. From here we get the value of y bar, which is given by summation p delta s into y upon summation p delta s. So these two coordinates, they gives us the coordinates of center of pressure of the plane lamina. We can use the technique of integration to carry out summation. So if we use the technique of integration, in that case the coordinates of center of pressure are given by integral xp ds upon integral p ds. Second coordinate, integral py ds upon integral p ds. So these are the coordinates of center of pressure when we use technique of integration. In particular, if the fluid under consideration is homogeneous fluid having the density rho, in that case the pressure at the point P is given by rho into G into X. So if we put the value of pressure here, in that case the coordinates of center of pressure are given by integral x into the value of pressure is rho gx, putting the value of pressure in numerator as well as denominator. The term rho g is constant, that will be cancelled out. So we get x bar is equal to integration of x square upon integral of x. And similarly, putting the values of p in y bar, we get the value of y bar is given by integral xy ds upon integral x ds. So these are the coordinates of center of pressure. In that case, when the fluid under consideration is homogeneous fluid of density rho. Now, our next article is to prove that the center of pressure is independent of inclination of plane area to the vertical. To prove this, let us consider this ABCD is a plane area which is immersed in a fluid and it is inclined at angle theta to the vertical. The line OY, this is the line of intersection of the plane area with the free surface. This is free surface. Let us take P is the pressure per unit area. Then by the previous article, the coordinates of center of pressure are given by x bar is equal to integral px ds upon integral p ds. Y bar is given by integral py ds upon integral p ds. Now, let us find the value of pressure per unit area. From here we can see that it is given by rho into G into the depth of point O dash, which is O dash n. Now, if the distance O dash m, this is x, in this right angle triangle, we can find the value of O dash n, which is given by x cos theta. So the value of pressure that is given by rho into G into x cos theta. Now, if x bar, y bar are the coordinates of center of pressure of this lamina, then by using this formula, x bar is given by integral x into putting the value of p, which is rho g x cos theta ds upon integral p ds. P is rho g x cos theta. Now the term rho g is cancelled out from numerator as well as denominator. Also cos theta will be cancelled out. So we have x bar given by integral x square ds upon integral x ds. Now to find y coordinate, y bar is given by integral py ds upon integral pds. Putting the value of p, this will become integral y into rho g x cos theta ds upon integral rho g x cos theta ds. Now again, rho g cos theta is cancelled out. So we are left with integral xy ds upon integral x ds. We can see that both x bar and y bar, these are independent of theta. So we have proved that the center of pressure is independent of inclination of the plane area to the vertical.